Hello, welcome back to another edition of Chico and the Tanman Show. I'm your host, Tanman, co-host Chico.
What's good, peoples?
Again, thank you for joining us, and always a pleasure to join our little geekdom kingdom. And we also want to introduce a very special guest that we've been trying to get on the show for a few of the episodes. It's just things happen. Either we had to do something else, or she was busy, or all this stuff. But we're happy to finally have her. You were know her from her Twitch affiliate name. I'd like to introduce LovePhenomenon. Hello.
Hi.
We had a little technical difficulties, but I mean, you're coming in pretty clear. I think you might want to lower the. I think hold on, maybe I can do it because your head's being almost sucked in by your name here. So let me fix. Let me. Hold on, let me fix
That
it.
sounded real questionable, but
Hold
I
on,
guess let it slide.
Yeah, let me see here. Move you up a little. There you go. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna transition there.
Yay!
Perfect.
My
All right.
name isn't fucking my face anymore.
Yeah, you're good now. Yeah, it was not like half. But so first, let me tell everyone. You can please, you can find us on anything. Like I said, we're here on YouTube all the time, but also for you podcast listeners, you can find us on pretty much everything. We're on our home Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, and of course, like we've always like to say, Apple Podcasts. Finally on Apple Podcasts, and we like to say, after you enjoy the show, please go over there and give us a review because it really helps us. We want to move up on the podcast list. We're not too far. I went to the list and I was able to kind of find us really quick under the CHs. I figured it would take 10 pages down, but it was actually the fourth page. That's not too
Nice.
bad.
Ah,
Yeah,
That's like that's really good.
I know it's not bad. I was like, oh, Chico and the Tan Man, and if you got to Google search us, you can too if you need to find our thing. But yes, anyways, go over there and please review us. Like I said, it helps us out a lot. Really appreciate it. But yeah, again, first, like I said, I have our guest here because I want to get a little bit into asking. Tell us if people don't know what Twitch is or what you do on Twitch. Can you please explain to people what it is and what you do?
So thanks, Mom. See, I'm on my uh, so I am a variety streamer on Twitch. I am also heavily embedded in a very large anime and manga community as well. I moderate for 10 separate channels now, about to be 11.
goddamn.
That
Wow.
yeah, 7 of them are really small, 3 of them are pretty big. So I also run my own channel, which is, it's a little stressful, not gonna lie. But it's a great time. We do Weeb Wednesdays every Wednesday for anime, and we do a bunch of streams through the week. I'm very heavily involved with my community. It's very
Mhm.
tight knit and very close. It's definitely, when I first met Vic, it's definitely not anywhere where I thought I would be in less than 6 months.
I know. I thought it was awesome because we met on the one game that you heavily play on, Overwatch, and which is going to bring me back to the question I'm going to ask in a little bit. But yeah, you were a really good Mercy player. And I'm like, dude, that's awesome. And then I was like, you're really good. You want to play? And then we started playing. And then as we were, had our little team, you decided to delve into your little Twitch streaming thing, and you were trying to make it work, and I was like, hey, go for it. I think you could do it. And next thing I know, look at you. I mean, that's awesome. So explain to people, again, some people might not know what Twitch is. So is it some people refer to Twitch as just games, but you say you're variety, so it's not just video games. So can you
So
please tell
yeah,
people what it
Twitch
is?
really isn't a strictly gaming platform. It is a platform for everyone. You could knit, and I'm pretty sure somebody on there would watch you, but not me. You can I follow pianists, I follow musicians, DJs, other variety streamers who do just chatting, people that keep up on other people's mental health. They do different, there's something for everyone on Twitch. The categories go so deep that you can literally find anything that you want. Oh, my tongue's blue. Sorry. ADD.
I was just noticing that too.
I had a slushie earlier. I thought my tongue wouldn't be blue by now. Shh. Don't tell me.
Okay, so Chico, like you play guitar, so Chico could like totally just say, I want to play music on there and
oh my God,
whatever.
absolutely. There is a guy called the Video Game Pianist. I advise everybody to go check him out because he is amazeballs. Like, he's so talented, and he plays chess while playing the piano with different, like...
What the hell? Hold on.
He's crazy. He's so good. But he's amazing. So yeah, you playing guitar, I would say just try it. Obviously link in with like some streamers that you may know. Even though you're small, definitely talk to others, because that's how I got to where I am now. Is I talk to a lot of people. I'm in a lot of different chats on a lot of different things. So a lot of people just know me because I'm in the chat or I'm moderating or something like that. Twitch is such a platform.
I actually never thought that something like that would be able to, like, say, like, for like a musician in general would be able to use Twitch as that.
I've seen some like DJs on there one time. No, I know, like that's what I normally would refer to, but I've seen like this. I don't remember his name, but he's like DJing and stuff. That's all he's doing. All you see is the turntables. He's just DJing music for a long ass time. Like, man, what is going on? Like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Because I've seen people like on Facebook Live, and that's what they're doing, just DJing and drinking.
Yeah.
Like it's only them two in the room.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
I guess, yeah. I don't know how many people are in there, but yeah.
So let me ask you, Love, are you so you're still heavily, I mean, you heavily just mostly play, like, the game of choice is Overwatch, right? You play a few other ones like Apex and stuff, but Overwatch is still your main go-to, right?
Overwatch is still my main game. Yep, as clearly noted by my chair back here.
Right, Diva, that's right. But okay, so let me ask you this, because we're roughly around the same age. Like, so when I growing up, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, it was always like a boys scene. Video games are like a boys kind of thing. Like I would always invite my friends over, and they're not bringing girlfriends over to come and like play Smash Brothers on N64. So like, let me ask you, did you like kind of get into it in like your later like adult years? Have you always been gaming? Did your father or mother introduce you into like gaming? Like how did you like get into it? Because when I said, when I first found you on Overwatch, I was like, dude, you're an awesome Mercy player, and then you're like, you know, you're a woman too, and I'm always encouraged. I'm like, yes, a woman player, come on, join the team. Like I want more female gamers, like, because I growing up like couch to couch and stuff like that, I've never really came across a friend who was female who played games. So like, what got you into it?
So I've always been like I'm not a girl, I guess.
Wait,
I'm a girl, but I'm not a girl. What? So I've always liked the things that are boy related. Right. I love video games. I love sports. I love cars. I love motorcycles. I ride a motorcycle. I have a nice car. All of these things, like, it's basically always been that way. So ever since I was younger, it became more of a thing. And now it just kind of took over my adult life too. I work full time, but I am constantly gaming. And I don't think I would be where I am today without having video games in my life. I used to play Kirby on N64. I had a Game Boy Advance Color, the long one with like the clear back. I still have a mint condition Pokemon Gold. Nice. What girl has that? I don't know. Not just me, I guess.
Okay, so like, do you remember what your first game was that you kind of fell in love with, that you played all the time?
So I used to play the really old Doom on the computer.
Oh,
like
shit.
Wow.
That's not the game I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah,
cool.
for real.
Yeah, like 8-bit
I got far through.
was my first ever video game.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I loved it.
Well, it makes sense now, because like, you know, you play like Overwatch, which is kind of like a shooter kind of role player thing. So you kind of like, you gravitated more toward the like shooters and stuff. Is that fair to say, or?
Kind of. I did not do shooters probably until 5 years ago, maybe 6. That's when I really started doing shooters. I prefer like MMORPG or story-based games. God of War, BioShock, Bayonetta. Those were the games that I really loved. Kingdom Hearts. Also, I just transferred over to shooters a few CODs ago, and then I got told to go back in the kitchen on COD, so I never touched it again. So, so they lost a game player on COD.
Oh man, see that's what I'm saying. They can't be doing that. Like, come on. These hardcore like little scenes. That's what I'm saying. Certain ones
like,
they can't
like
do.
Call of Duty, dude. You played one of them. You played them all. So I don't think you're losing much there.
Yeah, no,
You know
they're
what I mean?
not missing out on much. Apparently, it's like
yeah.
you can't miss much on FIFA.
Yeah, the players changed.
Right.
Oh gosh, the team colors.
So since you talked about
around this house,
since you talked about like anime and like we're talking about a little bit about like FIFA and stuff. Have you ever heard of Captain Tsubasa? Have you heard of that? It's like
no.
It's a soccer anime, but they made a video game that's coming out that looks amazing. I mean, it's so anime. Like he like does like a super kick and it's like an eagle image and stuff like that, and like
what the
super.
fuck?
It looks amazing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I figured that. I mean, unfortunately, it's only for like PlayStation, which kind of annoys me about PlayStation when they do stuff like that. They like horn in on all the anime titles. You know, it's really annoying.
So it is very annoying. I'll agree with you, but there is a lot of cross-platform stuff happening, like a lot.
And I will admit, like I've told me and Chico talked about it. Like I would have to say, a lot of it has to do with like the Xbox, like Microsoft itself, because they're pushing it so much that PlayStation's like, okay, we can't be just like sitting here being like kind of like selfish, because they're the ones like starting to share with Switch and PC and trying to integrate those things, and they're like, come on PlayStation, let's do this. And then PlayStation slowly starting to kind of like, okay, we'll give you like Rocket League, we'll give you a few of these, but they're still kind of like horning in on some certain things. It's kind of annoying. That's the one thing.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Any do you keep up with any of the game news? Any like games like you're looking forward to, or anything with like the new Xbox or PlayStation? Like, would you get like with the PlayStation announcements? Would you buy PS5 for certain games, or the new Xbox for anything specifically? Or
so PlayStation really doesn't have any exclusive titles that are coming out with more installments. If they were to come out with another BioShock or God of War, I would buy a PlayStation 5.
Well, aren't they supposed to come out with the God of War? I heard they were.
Maybe. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. That's like a
the
big
next
thing.
like 3 years.
Yeah. What about
they do year increment?
A lot of Twitch streamers like I feel like Twitch streamers like to play horror games because it kind of makes it entertaining for their viewers and stuff. Are you ever going to delve into like any horror games? And if so, which ones would you play? And have you played Resident Evil 7? Because that's what I really want to ask.
So I love the Resident Evil series like a lot. I've always loved Resident Evil. I watch other people play. That's the great thing about Twitch, is watching other people play through a story that I don't necessarily have the time to play through. I'm doing it with The Last of Us 2 right now, actually.
Oh my god, I want to play that game so bad. I don't have
that game is beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh yeah. I love the first one.
Yeah, dude.
But as far as horror games go, I watch a lot of people play Dead by Daylight.
It's entertaining. It's fun playing. I jump when I played that game. Things like somebody comes up behind you is terrifying, you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I don't like to be scared. So, and I'm investing in a whole setup with like webcam and stuff like that for streaming. So like it's just so people can see my face. Like I have such a very animated face, and I make like the weirdest gestures that a camera's really needed for a game like Dead by Daylight, because you can scream into the mic all you want, but unless I see your horror-stricken face, I don't care.
Right? Yeah, that makes sense.
Like I've actually like looked up on YouTube how like people get scared during like Resident Evil 7 and shit, dude.
Yeah,
dude.
I mean,
like, I'm not gonna lie, there was a bunch of times where I got like jump scares, dude. Bro.
Playing the Resident Evil 3 remake, even like Nemesis chasing me gave me so much anxiety, because it's like,
dude. I think that's the worst part for me, dude, is my anxiety. But yet I can't put it down. What I do, I put it on pause, put it down for 5 minutes, and come right back. Like I can't, like, it's so hard for me to keep playing through.
Yeah.
I put in a room with all the lights on. Once I start to get stressed out, I turn all the lights on. Every light, everything's on. I don't care. But yeah, I used to do it with BioShock. BioShock has some very like scary moments. So
Yeah, especially the first one. It was a little darker.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you what, BioShock 2, I was not scared. I was like, oh, I'm Big
you're
Daddy.
Big Daddy.
Oh, I'm gonna fuck shit up.
Shit,
yeah, I was just like drilling everybody. I don't think I barely shot. I think I just drilled everything I saw. I was not scared in 2.
I had that thing where like when you were drilling people, you would freeze people too.
Yeah,
at the same time.
I love
Those
that.
Those fuckers weren't going nowhere.
I know, it's so good. BioShock 1 was very scary. Now, what did you feel love about BioShock 3? I love the game, but I think the story got very convoluted. The 3 kind of at the end really kind of annoyed me. I didn't like 3 the way it ended so much.
I didn't like 3's ending. And even the alternate ending that people wanted, I wasn't really okay with. I'm not really okay with how BioShock wrapped up. I think it was very rushed and very convoluted. They made it more complicated than it needed to be.
Multi-dimensions. It's just like, what the hell are you guys doing?
Like when I first finished it, I actually didn't understand the ending. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Well, I didn't understand was like at one point you go to the shittier dimension where like the chick like the one who was like the rebelling and stuff like tore everything up and like you died you died but you never go, but like the one you're trying to fix you never go back. So you're stuck in this shitty reality and I'm like what is happening? And like you said, it's very convoluted. I like the whole like you know the whole aesthetic of it and everything, but just like you said, just the convolution. I was like, ugh, this is like what is happening?
Made it really complicated for I don't even know what reason. Like, not to spoil The Last of Us 2, but The Last of Us 2 is also approaching that territory. From what I've seen, is they're approaching like possible problems with the community. And I know somebody that loves The Last of Us, and he's pissed, and he's played through the whole thing, but he won't tell me why he's angry.
Oh, okay. Well, he wants you to find out. That's why.
Exactly.
He wants you to get pissed off on your own. You know.
See, I'm curious about Last of Us 2 because somebody leaked the whole storyline and some.
I did not read it or anything.
I didn't. I knew I wasn't gonna buy it, so I read it.
Oh, you did it, dude?
Dude.
I'll wait. I'll die. I would die and not know it until I actually play it. I'm not.
So I could see. But here's the thing. I don't know if it's the real thing or not. Like I don't know if they actually ended up switching.
Did it piss you off?
I wasn't interested. I'll tell you that.
Then it might be the real thing.
I'm like, yeah, don't do that here. Oh well.
Oh my god, I don't know. Are you far in that Last of Us 2, or you just started playing it?
So I haven't played.
Oh, you've been watching?
I've just been watching. I've been watching. There's a buddy of mine that is about 13 hours in, roughly.
Okay.
It's about a 26 to 28 hour game. So
damn, that's good though. Get your money's worth.
Yeah, that's what I actually liked about the first one, dude. Like it was actually pretty long, especially for me. Like I actually felt like I got my money's worth for it.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with games nowadays is I don't feel like my money's there, which is why the free to play scene is pretty lit, because I can test out a game and if I don't like it in the first 20 minutes, I can put it down and I didn't waste my money.
Speaking of that, there's one I want to jump into because I had it for the GameCube and I beat the hell out of the game. I love that game. I kept playing it over and over. It was Phantasy Star. And I saw that Phantasy Star 2 online is out there, and I need to jump on that because I love Phantasy Star. Oh my god, I love Phantasy Star. It's so good.
Yes. So I didn't play Phantasy Star on GameCube. Don't hate me.
No,
I have only played Phantasy Star 2 on the Xbox. So it's like I said before, I love MMORPGs, and that's a J MMORPG, which is just you just stick the word Japan in front of it.
Yeah,
it's glorious. I love it, all the way down to the nitpicky details that they didn't like render or fix on the Xbox.
Nice.
They literally have everything mapped like it would be for a PC still. Like when you pull up your menu, it's PC buttoning. It's not controller buttons. So it's very interesting to play, but I love Phantasy Star. I love it.
Well, that's what's the funny because for the GameCube, it also again it came out. I think it came out for I think it was Dreamcast first, and then it came to like GameCube. It's just like here you go, and the way the controls were like everything I had to use like it was very weird. Like you had to get to the menus because there's so many menus. You had to like you learn to be real fast. Like I'm gonna go through like 3 menus real quick to just do this thing, and then I could still be fighting at the same time. And let me send. I had a shortcut message I already had, and I used my C stick, and it's like shortcut message, real fast, like follow me or whatever. It was very like a ton of menus. It was not mapped very well, but it's like once you get past that, it's like it's like your right hand is like added to like another third appendage because it was like easy, like it was like not even hard to navigate after that, but it's a little bit of like a steep learning curve, I think, navigating through the menus.
It is. It's a bit of a learning curve when it comes to Phantasy Star. Games nowadays have to have cosmetics for me. They have to show good cosmetics. Like y'all dump so much money into these games. Y'all want me to pay $80 for it.
They love you, then. They get their money from you.
Yeah, A+ quality. But Phantasy Star does such a good job that I smash it in my off time. I don't really get to play it on stream that much. I've designated like a specific day to Phantasy Star because I can then play for like 2 or 3 hours.
Right.
I love it. It's cross-platform. There's a lot to be doing. The only thing that's wrong with it is that it's not cross-platform with PlayStation. PlayStation doesn't have it.
I told you, man, they are like very selfish. I mean, they're gonna come around because I hear right now, them and Microsoft are like working together on like solid state, like drive technology to where I think they're gonna start trying to build a community to where everyone can play. But right now, they're very, 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 like I said, selfish. It sucks, man, because it's like, come on, because either I have friends who play on PC, but like those are the ones who are like diehard PlayStation fans. It's like it sucks I can't play,
Yeah.
that stuff.
Like all my coworkers are like, they're all into PlayStation. Like I'm the only Xbox dude in there, in the office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're always talking about playing. I'm like, I can't play with you guys.
It's
Yeah.
the same thing.
But okay, but like also I wanted to bring you on here because your love of anime and stuff like that, and I want to, yes, I know you love anime, so like that's also another thing I want to talk to you about, like what to people who, because right now it seems like anime, like at least here in North America, it's starting to like grow. Like I mean, adults are starting to tune in. I mean, Netflix is literally have their own like studio to make like Netflix specific animes, so it's becoming very, very big here. What would you say to like someone who's not like an anime fan? Like what would you say to them to like get them to like maybe who are maybe on the edge or just like I don't know if it's for me to like jump in? Like what would you tell somebody who never watched anime, like what they can find interesting that they might like enjoy?
So I always tell people, like, I've done this for somebody that we have a mutual connection with, like Bethany. I did it for Beth. I created a custom list off of Beth's personality, off of who she is as a person, because in all honesty, anime is like any other TV show. You have to connect with something in it to like it. And anime has so much to offer, and nowadays it's so much more widely accepted than it was when I was younger, and it's wonderful to see for somebody that's new coming into anime, especially if you're older or kind of on the fence. I always say look at anime like Inuyasha, Yu Yu Hakusho, Death Note, One Piece if you're really ballsy, because that's a real long anime. But just try to find a genre that fits for you.
Like that's what I was gonna say. Like for example, someone who looks at anime and they say, "Oh, it's just some goofy, weird characters that can do like some crazy stuff. Its 2 eyes are jumping out." Like what would be like a recommendation for them that's a little bit more like serious? Or like what genre within the anime you think you could push them to? Like more of like slice of life, like a horror. Like what would you tell them?
So more like slice of life or horror type of situation would be something like, I I always push people for Inuyasha or Yu Yu Hakusho because those are supernatural shonen basically, but they're very like slice of lifey. They happen in high school age range type of situation, so on and so forth. If you're in everybody's into something. If you're really into like horror, I would say like Parasite or Chainsaw Man or something like that.
Chainsaw Man. I never heard of that before.
Yeah, I never. Like I remember, like I actually haven't watched any anime like here like past like I would say 5 years, man. Like yeah. But remember, like the one thing I know you and I were into was Hellsing.
Hellsing is so good.
Oh yeah, Hellsing was so good. I
think that was like the last one that I really got into.
I mean, remember how many years we had to wait for that for them to release a new DVD
for us
on
to
it
be
because
able
it's
to
so
find
hard
it.
to get. Yeah, it was so hard to get. Okay, so like that, like at least I know me and Chico, our anime was coming from like after school, and the only access we had was obviously Toonami. And it was like Dragon Ball and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like I remember growing up, it was really hard for me to able to find like anime stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Like I remember even when I like Bleach and stuff when I was here in the States, dude. Like it was really hard for me to find like even to keep track of the storyline because I would watch things out of order sometimes because I watch it as I can get it, man.
Yeah. It's the same thing nowadays. You kind of watch it as you can get it, but with the ease of technology, it's much easier to watch in succession. I started out on Toonami with like Cowboy Bebop and Yu Yu Hakusho, Inuyasha. I would be up till like 3 or 4 in the morning watching those really late night Toonami episodes because that was the only way I was going to see it. Period.
Oh, man. I still Big O was still my shit on Toonami, man. I love it because it was the whole like kind of Batman-esque mixed with like Gundam and stuff. But yeah, I even remember when the little bit I would get from Toonami when we would have like HBO when I was like a teenager. They had I think it was like Cinemax had like a specific time slot really late, like weekends, like either like midnight or like 2 in the morning. They would show like anime. I was like, what the hell kind of is it? Because all I would think of like anime was like the Toonami stuff, but I didn't realize when I was a teenager like how adult they were, because there were some ones that were very like, of course you would get the crazy, you know, clad girls and stuff, but there was ones that were like really dark, man. I still cannot remember to this day. Maybe you might know, Love. I'm glad to have you here. It was an older anime. I think it was 90s. It had some the name of it was like something city, but it had to do about there was like a, I would say like they're not really police force, but they're more like a FBI force that would deal with like other dimension creatures, and they had one guy would kill them, and like he had an agent from that other side of the world that would help him, and it was like something city. I cannot remember. I just remember the first scene. I was a teenager. He was like, I guess he just slept with this chick, and they're in bed, and all of a sudden she opened up into this like almost like her vagina / stomach opened up into this thing trying to kill him, and he jumped out and he killed her. That was like the introduction to this guy. I was like, what is this? And I don't know. I'm a teenager. Like, what is this? Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? Yeah, I know. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about, or is that just like one for the books?
So
it was a movie.
It might be actually. Hold on.
Something Dark City or
Wicked City?
Wicked. I think that was it. Yeah, I think that's it. Wicked City? Yes.
I pulled it up on my list because I have a list in my phone. I've seen like 200 to 250 anime. I've read probably close to like 3 or 4.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane. People in the anime community refer to people that haven't seen more than about 100 as like babies or newbies, because literally all of baby. Yeah, like, you're a baby. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. But like my son just started watching anime, and like I have to monitor what he watches because he's so young, and anime can sometimes be so drastic. Like I would never put Wicked City or City Hunter in front of him. Nope.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like even like Crunchyroll and the streams that offer that stuff, Funimation, like they don't really categorize like, here's what kids can watch, and here it's just like, here's A through Z, here's like fantasy, sci-fi, but they still don't. I think the one thing they should do is kind of have like what Netflix or like YouTube have is was like a kids one, and then they should like
Yeah,
categorize
it's
that
like an
way.
age range.
Because you don't even know, like, I mean, I kind of fell off of it. It wasn't my thing, but Goblin Slayer showed so much potential. They look so, kind of, you know, so anime with the big eyes, and like, you think they're going on like a dungeon adventure, but then you're seeing this goblin, like, rape this chick, and you're like, what the? Like, it's super violent. You're like, it does not, like, the way it's animated and drawn does not look like what kind of anime this is. So, a lot of it, I think, needs to be, kind of, you know, sanctioned at least
Filtered.
a little bit. Yeah, filtered somewhat to people knows what's going on. But
So,
yeah.
I agree with that. I love Goblin Slayer. I will put that out there right now. I love that manga so much. I'm all the way up to date. I refuse to watch it until the end, until the manga is complete. I love it.
Well, speaking of the mangas, so are you one that like reads mangas first and then jump on if there's an anime series, or do you prefer mangas over series, or like what do you use with transition between those two?
So I'm pretty all over the map. There are a few instances where I started out as anime first, but the anime wasn't coming out fast enough for me. So I switched over to the manga, and now I'm chapter to chapter on the manga.
Okay.
I'm a binge person. I don't like to wait.
This
I am
guy.
weird.
That's this guy over here. He's a binge guy. I fell off binge. We were talking about that in a couple episodes ago. Like, I can't binge anymore. I don't know. Like, when the binge culture first started, I was all about it. But for some reason, like, now I kind of like savor kind of like watching maybe one or two and then coming back to it. It's hard for me to like binge, because then I think I think we're spoiled now to where like my attention span just like I lose it. So I have to stop after like one or two because I don't want to like, you know, not watch or pay attention. But like, so me and Chico are like comic book readers and stuff. So like I have to say I'm spoiled when it comes to like comics, like color and stuff like that. And I look very into, like, drawing is like a big thing. Whoever the artist is on that comic is very important to me. Like, I have to make it has to look cool, and I think it kind of is like attributes
like
to
almost like even like the art, like the actual art is almost like a character in itself.
Exactly, and I think that it attributes to, I think, how I watch anime too. I'm very action oriented. The animation has to look badass. I like a lot of action. Hold on. We'll be right back. We're having some problems here. All right, sorry about that, everybody. Apparently Zoom has a time limit now, so it kind of cut us out. So I'm gonna have to be mindful of that next time, and then like kind of cut when it's about to cut out. That's weird. Anywho, what we're saying was, like, I guess like with comics, like I'm a little spoiled with like the, like you said, artist is kind of like its own character, and I think I attribute that to my anime. Like, I gotta, like, the way I like my art, I like a lot of action. I like it to look cool. So it's really, I'm very specific on like my anime. I think I'm pretty easygoing as long as there's action and a lot of killing or something. I'm like, oh, I love it, right? But with mangas, it's hard for me to. I like I said, I think I'm spoiled because it's not colored. I think it throws me off. I don't know why. I have when I did Loot Crate, I had like they gave me Attack on Titan book, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Cover's all colored. I was like, I can't wait to look at it. And then as I looked at it in reverse because that's how they read it. I was like, "Where's the color? Why are there no colors?" I don't know. Does that mess you up, or because you maybe don't read comics, it doesn't really bother you too much?
I love comics. I'm a big
Okay.
superhero fan.
Oh, cool.
Like I said, I'm a guy in a girl's body. I grew up with comic books. I grew up with all that cool stuff. So when it comes to manga and being black and white, it's really about conservation of like paper and ink, because if you really think about it, colored ink is always more expensive. So yes, they do put a lot of thought, effort, and time into their illustrations, but to keep them black and white makes it much easier. It's also easier to recycle black than it is to recycle colors. So if somebody all of a sudden say like they're no longer into a series and they recycle all their manga or all their anime or whatever, although I don't know why anybody would ever do that, it's much easier to recycle. Yeah, it's much easier to recycle. So I don't mind it being in black and white. I personally like the aesthetic of black and white, although I do like color. For a series like Goblin Slayer, they do have colored versions of it, and it's real crazy. Like I can't read Goblin Slayer in color just because the way it looks. There's just something about it that triggers like a weird, like subconscious reaction, I guess.
Maybe because like you're so used to maybe the way
it could be because I'm so used to black and white too. But
I maybe. Okay, so let me ask you this: like, when you finally see like a favorite manga that comes to finally comes on like a show, you probably are pretty like, I mean, does it ruin, like, because here's the thing, like I have a coworker who, like, he's all about the mangas and stuff, and like I'll even turn him onto an anime, and he'll like burn through it, and then like if the show isn't caught up, he'll go and read the mangas and just read it all the way till where the manga ends. And to me, I'm like, well, you're just kind of like, the thing to me is I feel like it spoils it, because then he like tells me, oh, I know this is gonna happen, so when it finally comes on like the show, he already knows this is gonna happen. Now, do you find that like that kind of ruins the surprise when you finally can see it visually, or does that like not bother you? Because to me, like when he wants to tell me, I'm like, don't tell me, I'll wait a year, I don't care, I want to see it. I want to see it. And like follow-up question to that, when you finally see something coming from the page, like a big action scene like My Hero, like when All Might's fighting like the Namu thing or whatever, does that has to get you that has to get you like pretty excited, right?
So I am much like that person. I will sometimes, again, I do it reverse too. Sometimes I'll read a manga and then I'll go back and I'll watch the anime, or anime and then manga, because the anime is just not fast enough. For me, I love seeing those scenes that I adored so much be brought to life. For example, I don't know how up to date on Seven Deadly Sins you are.
I'm not up to date.
Okay. Well, that's fine. There's a fight with Escanor that is, unfortunately, the studio fucked it up so bad that I'm pissed that I even bothered to watch it. But on another note, as you said, when All Might fights the Nomu, it's a beautiful scene. It's gorgeous. But I had already read it. I'm already miles ahead of you.
Yeah, I got spoiled, by the way, because I know this big thing that just happened, and I'm pretty mad that I accidentally came across a new, or it's not a newish villain, but something that a previous villain could do, and I'm really pissed off that I ran into that. But anyways, so like, okay, so does that kind of ruin the excitement for you that you already knew, like, oh, I know this is gonna happen? Does that ruin the experience, or you're okay with that? Like, no, I'm okay with it, but I do know people that it does ruin it for. I know people that are strictly manga only, and I know people that are strictly anime only, for a lot of reasons. Unfortunately, because information is, again, so easily accessible and everything is tracked, and like your phone knows what you want to see and blah, 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 blah. It's hard to avoid spoilers. Like, it is hard to
avoid a spoiler.
Okay, well let me ask you this, because again, me and Chico, we're comic book nerds, and we love anything superheroes. Of course, you do too. What I like about what Marvel or like DC or like what the films do is they take bits and pieces from like story arcs. For example, like Civil War, they did with Marvel. They don't take exactly like what they do in Civil War in the comics, but they take like good chunks of it and kind of make it their
Do
own.
their own thing, yeah.
Right, their own thing. So it's kind of like you get a taste, like good key moments, like, oh man, Cap and like Iron Man are fighting, like, oh, I remember that in Civil War, that's so epic. They put that in, but it's like a different fight and everything around it's different, but it still stays true to the content to where you can still enjoy the comics and like, this is the main storyline, I love it for this, but then I love these movies for that. Do you wish the anime series did it their own thing like that, where maybe they just take bits and pieces of storylines and kind of make their own? Or do you like it to stay like exact like manga like they always do? For example, like I can give you a perfect example, Full Metal Alchemist, the one they did in the show, I really enjoyed. And then when you got to do the second version, the one that's more tied into the manga, I also enjoyed. But I really like the first one too, so it didn't really ruin it for me at all. So do you like the exact, like, let's do exactly as the mangas, or do you wish they kind of did what like the movies are doing, taking bits and pieces and kind of do their own thing, but stay true to the aspect of it?
So I'm that girl that reads a lot of books.
Mm-hmm.
So I prefer my movies, my anime adaptations, my cartoon adaptations, my movie adaptations. I want them almost to a T. And if you don't give them to me in a T, I want like all the little details that are super important in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Angry face, because there are so many movies that just like they're so good, and then they trip at the finish line because they missed some really key details out of the books. And it's all about screen time. Honestly, it's all about timing. And I understand you can't fit a 700-page book into a 3-hour movie.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fit a 1,200-page book into a 1-hour show. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where I like it to a T, but with some mixing up and some like auditing on certain things, I could let it slide. But personally, no.
Right.
Personally, I would prefer it like.
Don't you feel like the animes do have time? Because a lot of them, I mean, they're like, freaking One Piece. I mean, how many seasons does that have? It's still going. So I feel like they don't seem like they have limit on seasons to like really. I think they could still flesh out a lot and still kind of do their own thing. Do you know what I mean? Or do you
yeah,
know?
And a lot of animes are like that. One Piece has 977 episodes of anime right now, I think.
God.
Is that like the longest running anime show? Because I feel like it is. Like, what else is
I think
longer
so,
than
yeah.
that?
One Piece is the longest running.
Oh, it's so cool.
Or Pokemon. It's either One Piece or Pokemon. It's got to be one or the other.
Oh, well, Pokemon, does that count? Because they keep, like, I mean, it's kind of like they're almost, like, every time kind of redoing it, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. I guess it is long ago. But I feel like One Piece is way longer, I think. It's crazy. I don't know.
One Piece is crazy. One Piece... I binged through One Piece in 2 months. I read 900 plus chapters in 2 months.
Oh my god.
It's so good. I see why people like it. It's just not my top anime. It's not my top manga either. It's not. It's just not.
I can take 2 months of watching the same thing.
I know. That's dedication. I give it to you on that. That's like dedication. Okay, well, let me ask you this, because we had some news a while ago. It was say a couple episodes ago. We reported it was about finally Sony is doing a live action One Punch Man movie. Now this is going to be America's studio budget, now big budget, not Japanese studio, like Sony big budget film. How do you feel about a live action like One Punch Man?
I
want to hear your thoughts. I've been wanting to hear your thoughts about this for a while, actually.
I hate live actions. I'm sorry.
I agree. No, I agree. And like everyone like Frank the Tank, who likes to throw it in my face, like he brings up a good point, is like Dragon Ball was like one of the worst live action. It's so bad. It's terrible.
So it's disgusting to look at.
It is. And I would say like the Japanese ones, like the studios like Attack on Titan doesn't stay true to me to like like the story. It's weird with the relationship with Mikasa and stuff. It's weird. I don't know why they went and did that. But like that, Bleach wasn't too bad. I saw Bleach on Netflix. That wasn't too bad. I'm trying to think. Was it Psycho 100 or whatever? That was weird. That didn't really catch my attention too.
Oh,
But
yeah, Mob Psycho 100.
Yeah, Mob Psycho. Thank you, Mob Psycho 100. Yeah. That
Psycho's a great. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. No, I like the anime, but like the movie, I was just like, what? This is really kind of going off. But like, so from it not being, but do you think now? Because I had this argument that with it now being backed by like an actual studio, and now we're in a time where like the material is actually really cared for. For example, like Marvel movies is a perfect example for success. That with this being a studio, so they'll have the budget, they'll have the money for the special effects. Do you feel like maybe this is like could be a turn, because like I said, Marvel's done it well, they treated the material very well, that maybe this material for the One Punch Man live action might actually break the mold? Do you have a little bit more confidence in that? I tell you that Sony, it probably has more attention because like I said, it's important now, people care about that stuff. Do you feel like, does that sway you a little bit more now, maybe like a live action American One Punch Man?
Fuck no.
Okay.
So, and it's really just because any live action, whether the technology is there or not, whether the material is there or not, live actions just don't stay true enough to the source material. They never do, ever. And unless someone comes in and knocks it out of the park, I'm still going to remain as a biased of no, I do not want any live actions. I mean, we're not just talking Dragon Ball, Mob Psycho, Bleach. Look at Death Note. They put a white guy as Light Yagami. First of all,
look at that wolf, dude. That wolf cracked me up.
What?
Oh, dude. The dude from the Naked Brothers band?
Yeah, I know.
What?
Right?
Yeah, like, I just... So from those experiences, I'm just so turned off to it that it, like, I have really low expectations. Like, they are bottom of the barrel. Like, if they can fit, I'm for it. But my doubts are so high, they probably can't impress me.
I feel like I'm the only one that's like kind of trying to be optimistic, because like my argument is because we're at a time, I feel like very strong in this, that we're in a time where the source material is cared for. Now, here's the thing. You say they don't stay true. I think, do you find that maybe when it comes to, because they broke the mold, I think a good example is, what do you think about, did you see Detective Pikachu? I thought that was a pretty good, like, kind of like a little bit of a taste of what it could possibly be, right? I feel like that works.
Yeah, no, okay, so if we're talking like Detective Pikachu is super cute. Right. Do I like Ryan Reynolds a whole lot? Absolutely.
Well, then you're gonna might like this rumor that he's possibly I heard rumor that he possibly could be Saitama.
What?
Yeah. So how would you feel about that now?
Don't do this to me.
It's a rumor.
So to counter your like, well, look at how far we've come and look at the taste of what it could be. Let's just bring it all the way back here to the very first like live action anime adaptation, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oof, what a terrible director, though.
I don't think. Don't even.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Don't even.
Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan does not count. He does not speak for Avatar, goddammit. Hold on, number one, but here, they're getting a redo. Netflix is going to redo it. Netflix is going to do their own live action Last Airbender with...
Okay, so Netflix, Death Note. Example A,
but
Netflix original, Death Note.
Different because they're actually going to get the people who wrote and did a lot of the stuff on the actual cartoon show. So they're going to be on it and watching them and making sure it's good. So it could be good. Possible.
Yeah. So, but that was just to throw it in the opposite direction of Detective Pikachu. Is like, if you really look for somebody that's been around for pretty much all live action adaptations, that's a big one. Like, they literally took the biggest dump on Avatar: The Last Airbender I've ever seen in my life. It was horrible. It was horrible. They didn't say his name right. They said, I think Ong instead of Aang. Like, just horrible. And Death Note kind of did the same thing for me. Like, look at the casting in Death Note. It was just, what were you thinking?
Now,
Like, almost like in this day and age, you can't cast ill representatives for certain things. You shouldn't be casting straight men as gay men. You shouldn't be casting trans women as regular women. You just shouldn't. And that's just my point of view. And that's what I'm so afraid of for anime adaptations is like, they're whitewashing it, or they're literally sticking actors and actresses in who've never picked up a manga in their life.
right.
It's just like, what are you doing?
Now,
I'm sorry.
I don't
know.
No, that's perfect. That's why you're on here. That's what I wanted to discuss, because like I want that point of view, especially about that piece of news. I wanted someone who's deep into it to like have their take. Now, I don't want to necessarily say like I don't have a problem. There's a difference. I think there's a difference between like whitewashing and like making it like the culture that we're in, right? Like, I think because movies do it all the time. For example, I mean they don't always do it right. I mean sometimes they do whitewashing. It's like Ghost in the Shell was a terrible. Stupid.
I want to be the one that said it.
Yeah, Ghost in the Shell, like, because here's what they did. They went and delved into like, okay, we're gonna make it like Japanese, but then we're gonna cast a bunch of white actors, and it's just like, okay, you either dive in or you don't. So I feel like if you're gonna bring it, if you're gonna Americanize it,
it's not at all.
Right. So if you're gonna go Japanese, go all the way. If you're gonna make it like for our culture, Americanize it, or that's fine. But stay true. But go all in. Don't half-ass. Don't do this whitewashing. I think that's where the whitewashing comes in. But I feel like it's gonna be and I think like Pikachu was okay. It worked the way it worked. But I think like what your concerns is, especially with like One Punch Man, a live action, I'm worried that because some of the characters are just so like with anime, they're so out there, they're so bigger than life in certain scenarios that they like can't. Either they're gonna have to either embrace it and like make people come in and say, hey, look, this is gonna be goofy and crazy, come with us for the ride, or they're gonna have to kind of like tone it down and keep it like somewhat, keep the elements that make it awesome, because I think it can work because it is a superhero show. And since we have experience with like superheroes here, and I think they could really do a good job, they could really do something good with it. I just think they can't. I don't want them to. Like I told, I think it was episode 2 we were talking about this. What, like I said before, was like I don't want them to throw in all these characters because they're like, hey, Metal Bat. Hey, this person. We're just gonna show you real quick, and they have no substance.
I rather these down your throat.
Yeah, I don't want that. I want them to, like, at least for the first movie, let's focus on one movie and let's keep it small. Let's keep the group small. I'll be happy if it was Saitama's not even the main character. Let's make him, like, let's focus on Frank the Tank actually presented a really good idea. Let Momin Rider be the main character because he's like us. Let's see his eyes, and then let's see Saitama be the one that comes in at that last moment to do the job, so we can see the world of a superhero through like a Class D hero, and then like let's see what like the top of the line is. I was like, that's kind of cool idea. Let's focus on like 3 or 4 characters, and I think if we keep it small but like make it superhero big, I think it could really work. But I think it does go with casting and stuff, and like right now I don't know who's gonna cast. And Sony, they scare me, man. Venom, I'm worried.
Sony is a very studio, honestly. Like they've got positives, but it's a lot of negatives over there. There's a lot of negatives.
I agree. It scares
me.
But
again, it's just like people were talking about how they want a My Hero Academia live action.
I think that could work.
How are you going to find somebody to represent somebody like Present Mike or Denki? Like, who's going to be able to embody and embrace that character so fully that you go, yeah, that guy, he's Denki. It's almost going to be impossible. Mm-hmm. Or yeah, that guy's Present Mike. Or Aizawa. Like, how you going to do it? It's just like, when I look at Ryan Reynolds, I think, yeah, nah, that guy's Deadpool. I can see it. But other actors, like, if you even try to match them up to the characters that you would want to see, it's still wishy-washy. It's still like it could go left or it could go right.
And it's got to convince you, sort of deal, man.
Yeah.
Because I do agree. Like we were talking about like Scarface earlier, like before. Like you could do it, but you gotta be able to pull it off, man. Like it just
Mm-hmm.
has to fit. You just can't have like like fucking Brad Pitt and the Mexican. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You just can't do that.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, absolutely.
And I don't yeah, exactly. And I don't want them, and I don't want the characters to be like what I feel like a lot of the Japanese like live action movies they do is they try to make those characters like the anime characters, and which is like so over the top, and it's like you can't do that because that comes off very corny. It doesn't work live
Yeah.
action, so you can't do that. Like so, like I don't know, I always had an idea of like what if when you're talking about the My Hero, I don't know if I don't think I talked about this on here, but I had like my ideas of how they could do it and have it if they're going to Americanize it, for example. How about let the school be American and let All Might be from Japan? So let All Might, instead of him like when he went and studied over America and came to Japan, let him be a Japanese presence and come to America and be that America superhero from Japan, or vice versa. Or you have one American that goes over there and let everyone be all Japanese. So I was like, there's ways they can do it, but it's just it's a very fine line that they're gonna have to try to figure out, and I'm glad I'm not in their shoes.
It's hard, and especially in like the culture that we're in, where like representation needs to be 100% accurate. If you're gonna westernize it and call it a day, but don't backtrack and just whitewash it
Yeah,
and
I
put
agree.
them in the middle of Japan. You know
I,
what I mean? Don't
I
do that. That's not fair to the culture. That's not fair to the material that's written. It's definitely not fair to the audience that loves that stuff. Like, that's the worst, is watching your favorite book, your favorite manga, your favorite anime, anything like that just get thrown into like the paper shredder, and they're just like, look at all of this.
well, yeah, exactly, and like, you're right. And so let me ask you a quick question: what would you think a live action, because remember the movie studios, they have to appeal to the everyday, they got to get butts in the seats, like that's what they're concerned about. They're so they got to like not only please like the hardcore fans, but they have to bring in a general audience, right? Just people who've never heard of it and make them say, hey, we want to see this movie. What would you say would be like an idea or something you could give that would you think could draw, like, let's say let's go My Hero. Okay, what would you think they need to do to bring in a general audience but still stay true to like the hardcore fans? Was that a tough question?
It's tough. They're really, what really it's going to come down to is the story and
Think
the
superheroes
like
help?
trailer presentation.
Superheroes probably help, right? I always said
Yeah,
like
superhero.
that's
Who doesn't love a good superhero?
yeah, I always said superheroes is probably the best gateway because of what we're in right now of like superhero movies. I think like a superhero anime, if you're gonna do one, like I say One Punch. That's why I think One Punch Man could work. I think One Punch Man and My Hero would probably be the best gateway to get general audiences involved.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't. Are you, or do you have to go, or do you want to stick around for
I
the rest of the
do.
show?
I have
Okay.
like I can give you another like 5-10 minutes,
Okay.
but I do have to go to work at 8.
Oh, okay. No. That's fine. That's fine. Like I said, I'm glad you gave us, the little time that you had. Finally, we got you on here. I'm very excited, and this was a good. I had fun. I love talking. This was great. Like this is a good conversation. I love hearing your points of view and ideas. How about you tell everybody where they can find you in all the spaces, especially like your Twitch and stuff. If you want to go ahead and promote that.
Shameless self promotion?
Of
Me?
course.
Never. Could never. So you can find me at twitch.tv/LovePhenomenon. You can also find me on Twitter. I have a Twitter, and I'm slowly learning how to use it. It's at phenomenon with an underscore. That's me. But I do primarily stream. I stream 6 to 7 days a week on Twitch right now. So you can always catch me between 6 and 6:30 EST. And you can also, once you get to my Twitch channel, our Discord is open for everybody, which allows a lot of people access to me, and a great community as well. So I don't have YouTube or anything yet. So
Oh, that's still
whoops.
that. That's awesome. Okay, well, like you heard, people go support our friend Love Phenomenon. She's awesome. Get your anime fix, get your gaming fix with her. And again, I would like to say thank you for being on the show. And
For sure.
yeah, and we hope to have you back. It was good. If you ever have the
Yeah, I
time.
mean, I enjoyed. Like, I really didn't have much of a say in it, but I enjoyed listening.
Yeah, yeah, it was
Dope, dude.
great. It was
Actually,
awesome. Okay,
yeah.
well, as we see our guests off, we'll be.
Anything.
But as we see our gift off, we'll be right back with everyone, and we'll be right back with the show. All right, be right back. All right, welcome back. Yeah, that was fun. I'm glad our guest gave us some time to, talk to us. That was great.
Yeah, dude. It was really interesting meeting somebody without actually meeting somebody.
Right? And dude, I'll tell you what, man. I knew she was knowledgeable, but dude, she was spitting
Yo,
some
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I was like, damn, like you
Like,
you
well, some
bury
of the
me when
things
it comes
was
to
like
anime.
going right through, like, over my head, probably. Yeah, yeah. Of course, you right, or something. I just, yeah. I didn't have
Yeah.
no input. I had no knowledge of it.
No, I know, but the thing is, were you fascinated? Where I mean, you did get in there when you could. I mean, that's what his point. That's why I was asking the questions. I wanted people to.
Well, I think I found it really interesting too. Like when somebody's like that passionate about things, it's the same way where I am
Yeah.
about other things, but she's more passionate about a different aspect of like different subject. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's actually
Definitely.
really cool. I thought it was really cool.
It's
I
like
I
someone
enjoyed
who's
it.
like, I feel like when I'm talking about like Batman or superheroes, it's like someone who's like anime. I was like, that's crazy, you know?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Like it's good. Like I loved it. I loved it, man. All right, so let's get into some of these things, man. Like I think well, first let me tell you, are you watching real quick, let me ask you, are you watching HBO still? HBO Max?
That's what I've been watching lately.
Are
Yeah,
you
that's all
watching
I've been watching.
series or are you just watching movies?
I finally finished watching season 1 of Westworld.
And what is okay? Do you remember what I said about some specific character I really liked that grew through the show? Do you know which one I'm talking about now?
I don't think so specifically, because I think there was like two that
The
just like
man, the man, and the
the Man
man.
in Black was interesting as hell.
That's
Dude.
the one.
That was interesting.
The
I did not
twist.
expect that twist, dude. I did not
Like-
expect that twist, dude. I'm like, whoa, whoa!
Like-
I thought that was the coolest thing ever, though.
And it was you know, the one who's playing his brother-in-law is what's his name? Fucking from
Yeah,
Punisher.
fucking Jigsaw.
Jigsaw.
Yeah.
He's always getting played, man. It's so good.
Well, dude, it's Cyclops cracks me up, man. He keeps dying. Bro.
Oh yeah, like that's his character, man. He just gets killed. Yeah,
'Cause I
but
remember
like,
seeing like an article about when Westworld first came out about him specifically, and they were like, is he an actor that's died so many times in his career, sort of deal?
yeah,
You know, where like they were talking like who actually has a world record of dying most on screen, and he was up there. They were talking about him.
I know it sucks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, was I right about like the way they did with the timeline? Like, I like what they did with the Man in Black, like that timeline, but everything else was so fucking
I think
confusing.
that
man.
was the most interesting story.
Dude,
in
I would have been
Westworld.
happy if it was just that, like
The Man in Black. Dude.
Yeah,
Because the way it ended too, I actually don't see me going back.
really.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't know. I feel like now they're like season 3. They're like out and they're like into like the. I kind of am curious about the future, like the way the world looks in the future, kind of thing. Because like I think they're in the 3rd season. They're out, so I kind of want to see how they get there. Like I will say, from what I've seen in Westworld season 2, there is like you get to see like there. Hey, wait, there's more than just the West. Like they like roboted like different regions, which is
Which that's what I heard too. Which
yeah,
is kind of, which is like,
but they like don't know about each other. It's weird. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's cool. Like I love that.
fucking rich people, dude. That's weird.
I know. Okay, but like so what I want to tell you is on HBO I've been watching a few of the movies. Like I remember one of the things I told you about, like like at 12 when I was growing up on Saturdays they play like movies. And I saw that HBO had it. Jumping Jack Flash, man. Have you seen that? Whoopi Goldberg, dude.
I've seen it on there. I haven't seen it.
Dude, I love that movie, man.
yeah.
I was watching it. I was watching it again. I was like, dude, I love this movie. This is like one of her best movies. So good. That and of course, I told you this one. I don't know why. I was like, I want to watch it because I watched it when I was young. It's probably like a terrible movie, but Beautician and the Beast. Fran
I should have seen it
Drescher.
on there too. Yeah,
Fran
yeah,
Drescher and the dude who played James Bond. I always forget his name. The other one. I think he was like the second or third one. Yeah, he. I don't know. I like. I mean, she still looks so good in that, man. I mean, minus the laugh, but yeah. So I've just been watching that, and I've been catching up on. Oh, dude, I'm so like, and I'm really into Rebels now. Like number one, like the CG is so good.
Yeah.
And oh, dude. It's really getting me into like where they're like in like right before like Rogue One kind of, that's where they're like in right now, and it's so good. You're starting to see like development of B-wings. You're starting to see like they were like the small group of the rebels that got the like real like majority of the rebels going. Yeah, dude, it's so good. And they introduced Rex in there, dude. I'm in, man. Rebels is good, man. I would say Rebel to me. I like Rebels more than I do like Clone Wars. because
Yeah.
I like it a lot. It's good. Um,
Yeah, I have yet to open up my Disney Plus.
Dude, I'm telling you, you gotta watch those last 4 episodes, dude. They're so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's jump into some things. Oh, the one thing I wanted to talk to you about, because I think it's right up your alley, is did you see the Deadpool head?
No.
Dude, they have an automated Deadpool head. It's $100, and it's just his head, and it talks to you. So you put the head in,
Like a parrot sort of deal?
well, it's like
One of those automated parrots or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, kind of, but it's more of like, I guess maybe more Alexa. Like you can, I don't know if you can have conversations with it, but it actually like talks shit and does some crazy. But it's his head, and it's. I think that's awesome, man. I was watching. They have a YouTube like commercial for it or whatever. You can watch it. Like dude, it's dude had it in his fridge. He's opened it and he's like talking shit to him. Like opened the fridge. I think that's cool, man.
Dude.
It's $100. The dude, it looks so good, and it moves the eyes, like everything. Like for just being a head, dude. Yeah, that's awesome.
Cool, dude.
I know, man. You might need to look into that, man. That's
right.
Side all you, man. So what I wanted to talk about, I'm gonna probably have to jump through some of these. Real quick, ePlay Live, they finally showed like their games, upcoming games that are coming out. Did you look at any of the ePlay stuff like that they showed?
Talking about the EA stuff?
Yeah, EA stuff.
Well, I actually am not a big fan of EA. I try not to play EA games.
I'm not. Yeah, I know, but
because like you have to have your own separate account and do other crap, and then technically you're not buying from like say like the Microsoft store. You're actually buying from the EA store.
Right.
It's like they're separating themselves, but still using the same platform. It's. I feel like they're just being a pain in the ass. And like there is a few games I have played, like Dead Space was one that I played that was an EA thing.
I forgot. I thought you're not really into FIFA too much, right?
No, I don't play FIFA.
So you're not.
I don't play FIFA.
So you're not really someone excited.
Yeah, I said, dude, I don't play sports in real life. I'm not gonna sure as I do it in the game. You know.
That's right. Well, the one thing I'm excited for, though, I will admit, is there's only one thing that got me stoked, and that's Rogue fucking Squadron, dude. I was like,
well, the thing,
yes!
because you and I, we got into Battlefront for a while, right?
Yeah.
It was fucking dope, dude. I like there is random EA games that I do get into, and that is definitely one of them. And that is definitely one that looks fucking interesting.
Dude, Rogue Squadron has a place in my heart because I had Rogue Squadron for GameCube, and it was one of my favorite games, man. I love that game. That game is so good. I didn't even think they would even consider doing Rogue Squadron again, and the fact that they brought it back. And now, because the first Rogue Squadron was all like third person, you see, but this one is like straight, hey, you're in the cockpit. You're not third. I mean, I don't know if they give you an option, but it's just like you're in the cockpit. You're gonna really feel like what it's like being in one of these. They say it's VR enabled, so if you have VR, you can actually be like fighting like they do in like the movies. Or like, oh shit, he's behind me. You can actually like turn, but still going. Yeah, dude, that's fucking cool. And like the fact that you can customize it, like they had the little fucking Ewok like bobblehead. I think they had it. You can customize the interior of the cockpit, but you play from both sides. The story mode is what I'm into. Like you can play as like Rogue Squadron, or you play as like the Empire with the TIE fighters and stuff. I'm really excited, dude. It looks so good, man. I want to play that so bad.
I think it looks dope, dude.
It looks so good. And if it's like co-op, man, I'm all about that, because if it's like, let me play some co-op story mode, let's go. Like I love like the fact you can finally play as the like the Empire, like the Starfighters. But when they showed like when they in the trailer, when they're showing like them walking to like their ships, Rogue Squadron is more and more interesting, dude. Aliens, dude, they have aliens on their team. I'm like, let me play as an alien. I'd rather play as an alien than like play as like fucking.
I want to play as Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, right. Let me play as one of them motherfuckers rather than play as like a fucking
Baby Yoda out of nowhere.
English, yeah, right. That'd be funny. That could be a bobblehead. That'd be funny as shit.
Oh, that'd be cool, dude.
Yeah, but
I actually saw Pop. It was Darth Maul, but Baby Yoda, Darth Maul.
Oh my god, someone had to have made that, right? That was not real.
I don't know, dude. It looked legit as shit though, dude. I'll take that.
Okay, all right. But yeah, I'm excited. I think that's the one that I'm really excited about. But one of the big things I want to talk about is this DC fandom thing.
What is that, dude?
So,
because I've seen it on Twitter, and I see it a little bit on Instagram.
So this DC fandom thing is like pretty much like if we weren't in like the quarantine or this COVID thing never happened, it seemed like if DC like wanted to put their own like convention, like this is what it is. Like they're gonna announce all their shit. But the big news is everyone's going to this. Fucking The Rock announced that he's gonna be during that live stream. So guess what that means? I think we're finally going to see some actual like
Black Adam.
Like Black Adam.
Black Adam.
Yes, dude. I think James Gunn is going to be part of it, so we might see some Suicide Squad stuff from the.
Which I'm actually really curious to see that already. I'm actually at least see something, you know, a trailer, a clip, something.
Dude, that's what I'm saying, dude. And I think like it's crazy. So like we might see some. I mean, they're going to do the shows, like show some Doom Patrol and all that, but I mean, they're going to probably show more like Wonder Woman stuff. But like Lucifer's even part of this. I mean, like all these people, like all on Twitter, like I'm coming to fandom, I'm coming to the fandom, I'm like, this is crazy. And the good thing is it's free, so we can like everyone can come
roll up in that bitch
and roll up in and watch it. Yeah, it's it's a 24-hour virtual fan experience, which brings the universe of DC to life and features the stars, filmmakers, and creators behind the biggest films. So with this DC fandom thing, maybe some of the stuff that
but it's all virtual technically, right? It's not like an actual it's their version of a convention online.
Yeah, pretty much. But I think it's going to be more like, you know, when Xbox Live does their thing and you get to watch a guy talk and then they show like shit. I think that's what it's going to be like. What are you like kind of like wanting to see or excited to see if you know, maybe the stuff that I already said or maybe like stuff I didn't announce? Like what was something that you would want to see through this well,
honestly, I want more Matt Reeves Batman. You know, I want a little more clip. I want to see, but at the same time I don't, dude.
Like what would you want to see? Just Batman himself, or do you want to see like some villains? Like what do you want to see out of the Batman?
I don't know. Batman? Well, in the sense, dude, I am curious to see how
the other want to see what Catwoman looks like.
Yes. And I want to see what everybody else looks like. I want to see how Colin Farrell or what's his face can look at.
Well, they say he's getting prosthetics, so he's not going to just be like.
I'm curious. I want to see it, dude. I would like, because we seen Robert Pattinson. You know what I mean? Obviously, the star of the movie. We've seen what he looks like, or an idea of what's going to look in the leak footage of him on a bike or whatever.
Right.
So I want to see everybody else that's in there. I want to see Alfred. I want to see Penguin. I want to see the Riddler. I want to see Catwoman, like you said, dude. Commissioner Gordon, dog. Something, you know.
I mean, yeah.
You know,
I've seen him. I've seen Commissioner Gordon in Westworld, so I mean.
But it's weird. How do you see it? Is he?
I wonder if he's going to play the same.
Like, you know how what's his face from
the actor always plays kind of stoic.
The guy that played Jay Jonah in the original Spider-Man trilogy, how he looked like as Commissioner Gordon. You remember that photo they finally released? He got jacked for some reason.
Yeah, I know. I don't.
You know what I mean? Like,
but no, he looked like Commissioner
Gordon.
But
I'm curious to see how it is. I want to get more of a feel how that movie's going to be.
I'm kind of going to piggyback off what you said before. I'm actually, you know, I would love to see Matt Reeves stuff. I'm actually a little bit more curious about Suicide Squad. I kind of want to see a trailer, man. Like, I want to see.
Dude, I want to see how what he does to that.
Yeah.
I want to see what James Gunn take on the Suicide Squad. I want to see that. You know, not to hate on David Ayer too much, but I'm curious, dude. I'm curious. Is he going to keep his style? Is he gonna change it up a little bit?
Nah, James Gunn is gonna do what James Gunn does. Like he's going.
Well, that's the thing, dude. Like I don't like.
I thought you meant he was gonna keep it like David Ayer. I thought you said.
No. Like in the sense of you know how we did. What's that one where like as if Superman was become a villain, you know, bad person. I want to see that, or he goes more of a what's that other one? Slither.
Okay.
Or goes with more of a super.
I was gonna say super. But it had some comedic chops to it.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how that goes. I want to see how that what's gonna be his take on it. Because you know, Guardian's a little bit more. I would say PG-13. You know, like Super was.
I love Super, man. But it had some dark humor, man. It was like.
Oh, it was hilarious. Dude. I love that. Yeah.
It's so crazy.
That mixed in with the little corniness.
Yeah. So I mean, I excited that I kind of want to also hear like The Rock is finally going to say yes. I'm going to be in either I am Black Adam and I'm going to be either in Shazam 2 or hey, I'm Black Adam, I'm going to be in my own film. Like I want like an actual. I want some actual announcements. How he's
gonna look like, bro.
You just got to put a black suit with a lightning bolt.
Well, here's the thing: is it gonna do that? You know, or is I can watch him have hair out of nowhere.
Well, I mean, Rock has. I mean, he used to. What Rock used to kind of
He
have.
used to have a hair, yeah, like
It
the really
fits
short
what
hair.
it fits what
Yeah,
Black Adam
yeah,
looks
yeah.
like. I mean, he literally is Black Adam. I mean, you don't have to do
I'm
much,
curious
man.
to see him as a villain.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm curious,
I
like
mean,
like
come on,
he's
you
like
don't
in
remember
Doom,
Doom?
Doom, but like I don't,
He
yeah,
wasn't
I don't
really a
remember.
villain toward the end. Like in the end, he was whatever
I don't
happened
really.
to him. He
I
wasn't
wouldn't
really
even
a
say that
villain.
was bad acting on everybody's part too. Like, well, that was a bad movie in general. So I don't
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, like especially what he's done more lately. He's actually done more of those upbeat, those comedies and stuff like that.
Yeah. But I mean,
So I'm
like,
curious to see him as a villain. How dark is he really gonna be? How villainous is he really gonna be like, or whatnot?
right. I agree. I mean, I just am excited. And this is, was this in August, I believe? Yeah, I think it's in August 22nd. Now, do you think, because of the date, you think we're going to see some little, I mean, we can piggyback off this, that little bit of a footage from the Zack Snyder cut with Wonder Woman.
Well, I'm
seeing
pretty
some
sure it is. I
Darkseid.
think by then we're gonna end up
You think
having
we're gonna get a little
legit
trailer?
a legit trailer by now. Dude, by then,
What'd you think about that little bit of footage, man?
I thought that
pretty
was
cool.
dope, dude. I thought that was dope, dude.
Dude, did I tell
Yeah.
you? I told you this is gonna.
Well,
be
dude,
a
I already actually
different
movie. That was actually already released though. That was
Right.
released beforehand. Like that shit was leaked like a year ago.
Right. But again,
You know?
like I think that was
But dude, that's
Apart
like
from
that's
his snippet,
cool,
you know?
dude. Yeah.
uh,
Because it is. If you look at that one screen, like that one scene, it's actually the same screen except replaced with Steppenwolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like I could see stuff like that being changed around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I'm excited. I want some announcements, man. I don't want these like let's have like these presumed dates. I want like legitimate hard like let's do announcements to like let's make it like this is what's gonna happen. I'd rather them do 2 or 3 announcements, maybe 2 announcements that are like in the future. Well, let's get some solid like trailer evidence or some footage, some pictures of like what we know is gonna happen, because I don't like those empty promise announcements that DC is like kind of known
That's
for.
done. Yeah.
I don't want. I don't want
A
that.
whole lineup that's been scrapped up already.
Yeah, I don't want
Yeah.
any of that. But speaking of that, what we talked about the sneak peek stuff, but are you curious about this? Ever heard of? Did you know that Frank Miller did this thing called Cursed?
I've heard he was doing something. I don't know what it was.
This isn't a comic. It's a comic, right? Or no?
I don't know. I thought
Or
it
it's
was
just
supposed
like
to
a
be like
Netflix
a movie.
only. No, I know it's a movie that they're dropping on Netflix, but was it a comic that Frank Miller
Oh,
did?
that I don't know. I'm assuming so because it's Frank Miller. He also did the Spirit thing.
Yeah.
First he did the comic and then he made the movie. I'm assuming this is the same thing. Could be wrong.
It looks interesting. It looks crazy. I mean, dude. I don't know if you know me, man. I'm all about the King Arthur shit. And when you throw some like actually do it right, like this looks cool. Like it looks dark. The mythos. I like how this new protagonist. It's gets the Excalibur. I don't know. It looks pretty interesting. I'm pretty stoked about like the trailer. Did you catch the trailer at all?
No, I haven't seen anything. Like I said, I know he was doing something, and that's all I know.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the Frank Miller thing is like. How that's gonna be. Right now we're getting into like a bunch of. It seems like I don't know. King Arthur things are coming up because there's that one trailer. What was it called? Like the Green Knight or something. It's actually based on a tale from King Arthur. That looks fucking dark and it looks fucking cool. I can't remember the name exactly. It's something like Green Knight or something like that. It's based off a King Arthur tale, where like this man in green armor comes and challenges. I think it's like the story goes he challenges King Arthur or something. It says if anyone in his court could cut his head off, like cuts his head off, then he'll like or something like that. Like he challenges people to kill him or strike. He gives everyone a free shot to strike him down or something, and then like King Arthur's, I think it's like nephew or cousin or something, approaches the knight cuts his head off, thinking he, it's good. Well, the knight ends up picking up his head and goes, in 1 year, I'm going to chop your head off, kind of thing. And then like the whole story is about his nephew going to finish going after him before he comes back or something. Like, it's something crazy. It's a real story from King Arthur's thing. I read about it a while ago when I first heard this trailer. It's cool. I'm like, yo, this is fucking crazy. And this they show this trailer. It looks fucking dark. I can't exactly remember who's directing it or whatever, but the trailer looked fucking crazy. But it seems like we're getting into like some King Arthur stuff, because this is another one that's like King Arthur related, which I'm pretty excited. So if we can get some good King Arthur movies, I'm all about it, man.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Because I have noticed, like, especially like on Netflix, dude, you got that the King with what's his face, Chris Pine, and then what's the other one with with Robert Pattinson.
Oh yeah, but that's supposed to be off like the Braveheart.
But no. I'm just saying, like, that's actually like really weird, like how actually they've been kind of the steady flow of like this medieval times.
I think we
genre
cool.
of movies, right?
We haven't seen.
Which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, dude, I think it's still pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
For a while, they were like, when Game of Thrones were first coming out, they ended up having like what's the other one, the Spartacus series and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and I still think that thing.
I love you, Spartacus.
Like, like that series, I think it was badly written.
Right.
They were just saying, like, speaking more modern time sort of slang out of nowhere or something. It felt funky to me. It's just I didn't like it.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. It's weird when they do stuff like that. But yeah, so I'm excited for anything like that. Let's give us more of that. When we had Love on here, I wanted to talk to you about this, but the Studio Ghibli is coming out with like they have images of their new like thing, I and the Witch, and I know probably for a fact she loves some Studio Ghibli, so I didn't get to talk to her about that. It looks crazy. It's first like kind of CGI looking thing. They were mostly doing like still animated stuff. It's like I think it's like the first like kind of CG kind of project I've seen from them, so I find that I wish she was still here. I forgot to ask about that, but maybe next time I'll ask her about it. I didn't know they were doing a Mike Tyson biopic. And that like
I've heard about it.
Jamie Foxx, I was actually getting shredded.
That was actually Well, actually, when I first heard about it, like that was actually one of my like I don't know. I remember. I think it was me and Andrew that were talking about it, right? Like I don't know where it was a conversation because he's the one that brought it up to me. Like he actually, I don't know how he found out about they were making a Mike Tyson movie, but he told me, since I'm big into boxing, like who would you get to play Mike Tyson? And for some reason, dude, I said I said Jamie Foxx.
Really?
Why? Because of Redemption.
Okay.
The old 90 movies where he got jacked.
Well, I mean, originally, I like the original Mike Tyson movie, but I think Michael Jai White was, Mike Tyson, like, young, when Michael Jai White was young. This was, like, early 90s. I like that movie. It ended with...
That was like a Hallmark movie or something like that, right?
It was like Foxx. Yeah, I think it was, but it was good. It wasn't like Hallmark corny. It was like really good, and I still remember this day. It ended with him like shutting the door on like the chick he was about to like fucking. I guess they made you like assume he was going to rape the chick. Like they show him like kind of shut the door. Like that was what do you think this biopic is going to like cover?
Well, that's where I'm kind of curious of how far it's going to get.
Where would you want it to cover? Do you want it to go back like the original and go back to his beginnings, or do you want to kind of go maybe toward the end of his career, toward maybe more the end of the career and him coming back, maybe kind of thing?
Well, I don't know. I don't think they should do it when he comes back, sort of deal.
But maybe toward the end of his career.
I would go say with more of him actually saying.
Or him and
I'm throwing the towel. Like I'm gonna retire, sort of deal.
Mm-hmm.
I would think so. Because even thinking after he retires, like what? Like he wrote a book.
Yeah, I don't know what I want.
Cameos here and there.
Yeah, I don't know what I want because honestly, I don't want a biopic to go back to like his like because we saw, like I said, I saw the movie where they toward the end they got into his what he was accused of and stuff. I don't want to touch that.
That's going to be a part of it. But I don't think that should be like a main attraction.
I just want it to be about his boxing, man.
Like be actually kind of how, where in the Ali, because it's the only thing I could really compare it to, and that scene where he goes to jail because he didn't go to war. Yeah, you know what I mean? That was only a portion of the story. It wasn't a main part of the story. It was just a portion of it. And I would like it to have be something like that, like have those rape charges and him going to jail only be a portion of it. It's just
Right.
something he went through. I would still would like to look at it more because I'm pretty sure there is a bigger aspect to his story, especially when he decided to retire or when he finally got knocked out. It kind of to bring himself back up, sort of deal. There's a whole other aspect to it. I really hope he does. They touch more than just that.
Well, like I said, I think it needs to. I want it to end in the ring. Like I think it needs to end in a boxing match.
Oh man, what's just be him and the whole thing? It just revolves around him and
Don't say
fucking
it.
yeah.
You can say Holyfield.
Yeah, just like or something where he finally gets knocked out. Well,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like that whole fight, like his biggest fight. You know what I mean?
But like, do you really want to end on of him biting the dude's ear and then like cutting off and like?
Well, you gotta think. No. I'm not thinking.
I want like
about
a
that,
real
specifically.
boxing match, like
Like
I want it to
actual,
end
like
a-
say like, because there was a time, dude. There was a big time where they're like, is he really? Does he still got it?
right.
You know what I mean? Like especially his last fight, dude. There were still should he just throw in the towel? Is this just brutality for him or what?
Mm-hmm.
I want like I would
Yeah.
like to see something like that. Not necessarily like that Holyfield fight. No, but I want to see like after like another thing where nobody really believed in him, sort of deal. You could
Right.
do that, which could
Yeah.
be interesting. Like
Yeah.
I just don't want them to focus too much on
Yeah, I don't
the
because
whole.
like I saw like I said the first film they did on him. I thought I liked it from what I mean. I saw it young. I liked it. I just the way it ended. I guess for that movie it was fine. I don't want to see another ending on that. Let's end it in the ring. I think. Like I think whether he goes down, where he finally gets where he finally loses, they can end it on that, or let's end on him just calling it quits and then maybe cut to him like saying he's showing he's like coming back. I don't care. I think to do him justice, I think it needs to end in the ring, whether it's about him like losing for the first time or
Come on, his real career is boxing. It's not nothing
Yeah.
else. It's not no raping girls. It's not like making a comeback. It's not his cameo career, obviously. You know what I mean?
like
You know?
like in Hangover.
Yeah.
What
it
if-
is, dude.
What if they recreated that with Jamie Foxx is doing the thing he did in Hangover 2 where he was singing the song?
Yeah.
Roll the coaster. I don't know. I can't remember the song where they were singing.
Yeah.
It to me. Like imagine Jamie Foxx doing that. Dude, I don't know.
Well, Jamie Foxx actually sing though.
I know, but him doing that, like that would be so crazy. Or
Yeah.
cutting
I
to
hope he
him at his
doesn't-
home, crashing on a Segway or whatever. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, it needs to be in the ring, man.
Yeah.
That's how
Like
I
that-
feel about it.
I want to see more of the struggle than that whole issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like in boxing, if you're not really like a fighter, if you didn't grow up being a fighter, you're not really gonna be an amazing boxer in general. Like unfortunately, in most greatest boxers have a fucked up background, like bringing up to it.
All right.
So I want to see more of that aspect.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they definitely. I mean, I know in the first movie they covered that, like how he was and how much he cared about his trainer and stuff like that. I remember that. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, either or, man. I'm excited. Let's go. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't think they were gonna do it, but I mean.
Oh no, like I actually didn't expect it at all, dude. Like it got me off guard. Like whoa, already he's not dead.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, I mean, like I said, I wasn't asking for it, but hey, I'll watch it.
Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely watch.
But
I like Jamie Foxx,
he's a good.
Like, in
actor.
his legit acting skills, dude. He's a really.
It seems like he's following Michael. Oh, sorry, this is my dog's tail. It seems like he's following Michael Jai White's shoes because I swear Michael Jai White was the first. I could be wrong. I don't want to be wrong. Did he? I'm gonna look it up real quick before I like say it. But I swear, the first Mike Tyson movie was Michael Jai White.
Who knows? I actually don't think I can honestly say I didn't watch it.
Dude, I saw it.
I heard about it, but I just never watched it.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I was right. 1995. Okay, so that's funny because I'd say like Jamie Foxx following Michael Jai White's footsteps because now Jamie Foxx is gonna play Mike Tyson. Michael Jai White was Spawn, and now Jamie Foxx, he's supposed to be
All
Spawn,
that. Yeah.
which I think
It
is
is
pretty
true,
fun.
dude.
That's pretty funny. Um, but all
I'm
right,
doing it better than you could.
right.
Well, at least at a bigger.
Zorro.
What's the word I'm looking for? Bigger range, bigger studio. You know.
Yep. But like for our biggest piece of news, I mean, this just dropped today. Actually, this just dropped this morning. Michael Keaton in talks to return as Batman for Flash movie. This was on Hollywood Reporter. Dropped. Yo, what?
I want it.
How?
I want it. I want it. I don't care how. Just I want it.
So, number one, I'm surprised I've heard anything about this Flash thing because I swear I was one of the people that was like, this shit's never gonna happen, especially
Well,
after
I actually
Ezra
thought I was
choked
gonna
a
get
bitch.
trashed, dude.
That's
I
what
actually
I'm
did.
saying. Yeah, exactly.
I thought I was gonna get trashed. I'm like, when I saw him choking that chick, dude. I'm like, well, I think that's out the window.
Well, you know who's directing the Flash, right? Which is pretty big. Andy Muschietti.
Yeah, the dude
Yeah.
that did
It
what
and
was
all
it?
that.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. Yeah.
Which
is
I
the one I wanted for Doctor Strange too.
yeah,
I wanted
exactly.
him for Doctor Strange too.
Yeah, I know it would have been perfect.
Dude.
But it says Keaton wouldn't just return for Flash. I'm reading this from the Hollywood Reporter. Wouldn't just return for Flash, but possibly for several other DC-oriented film projects. Sources tell THR that the role being envisioned for the veteran actor is akin to the role played by Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, something of a mentor or guide, or even string puller. Batgirl is one the projects in development that could fall into that category. Warner has no comment. It says Keaton was mainly known as a comedic actor. They get into the Batman thing, but what? Like, that is fucking crazy, dude. I mean, how does that work now? Because DC is focused on their own thing.
Obviously, like if they do a Flash thing, like their whole thing where they could fix everything in the past, Flashpoint, New 52. You know what I mean? Just pretend everything before the Flash doesn't exist, because we just revamped it. You know what I mean? With the Days of Future Past thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Which that could be an easy fix sort of deal,
but I would agree. Like, okay, that makes sense with this Michael Keaton announcement. It's like, oh shit, like we're gonna get Michael Keaton Batman. But for the fact that they're saying they're going to put him in other DC,
yes, and that's where I'm kind of curious to how or what or.
So are they creating are they really going to do a multiverse? Do you think this is going to be multiverse level? Because I remember they're doing their own movies.
I'm curious to see how they're going to do it. Because if they do the whole Flash, because you can't deny Michael Keaton is not young anymore, dude.
He talks like this now.
Like he does. Like I don't want to see an old man put on the bat suit.
You know what I mean? If they can do a little bit of Batman Beyond,
which that's different. That's Batman Beyond. Technically, he's not Batman.
But they said he returned as Batman. Do you think they're gonna put him in the suit, or do you think they're just gonna be like? Well,
that's where I'm curious, dude. Yeah. That's where I'm curious to see how they're gonna do.
I wouldn't mind seeing him in the suit one more time. Just give me one more, like advanced, like maybe like I said, maybe let's go. Okay,
like a futuristic Batman sort of deal.
Dude, this got me hyped now because if he is going to be like the multiverse kind of leader of it, right? Because Flashpoint, it makes sense he would be in there. Okay, I get it. But now if they say they're going to put him in other films and like possibly Batgirl could be like under him, what if this is a sign that one of those few movies they're going to do with him involved is Batman Beyond?
If they're going to do that, they would, in my opinion, they would have to do Batman Beyond. You know what
Oh, man, if they do Batman Beyond, you don't understand how fucking stoked I would be if they do. Finally, Terry McGinnis, man. Like, dude, another one. Like, I mean, to me, Terry McGinnis is like, I think Terry McGinnis is mixed, too. Like, well, not really, because he's technically Batman's son. He just has dark hair.
Or something like that. Or
well, no, because originally Amanda Waller took some like DNA, and she injected it in Terry McGinnis's father, and so when he like it wasn't his DNA that got into her, it was Bruce Wayne's, because she wanted to make another Batman or whatever, like another. It was just fucking crazy, Amanda Waller.
Another
damn
Bruce
it,
Wayne,
fucking Amanda Waller, dude. But for
was it the world needs a Batman?
Yeah,
or something like is what she said. Yeah.
But before like that whole big reveal, for the longest time, I swore like because him and Wade's brother him looked, I thought they were like mixed, and I was like, that's kind of cool. Like we're getting more of like mixed kind of heroes. I mean, they could probably still go that route. They don't have to go like Terry McGinnis is his son kind of thing. They could go, let's do like half Spanish, half white, Terry McGinnis, or let's go half Asian, half white. I don't care. They can still go that route. I'm just excited to see just Terry McGinnis. Oh man, that would be cool. With Michael Keaton being the original. Oh dude.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. And you and I talked about this like years ago.
I know.
That would be the fucking awesome like storyline, dude.
I never thought they would do a Michael Keaton coming back thing. I thought it was always just like you said, we were just like a what if, like how cool. Yeah. Like never in this life, dude. We're not saying obviously, people, audience, we're not saying that that's what they're saying, but they're saying he's going to be in other films. If that is one of them, oh my god, like yes, let's go.
I'm curious to see what they're gonna do, dude.
But again,
if it's a Flashpoint thing, I find it really hard to believe, like to see how they're gonna pull it off in other movies, especially like you gotta think, dude, like we're not just universe hopping, we're time hopping, because Wonder Woman's like what fucking World War II, 1984, and Lord knows where Flashpoint's gonna take place.
But it's just weird because it really, and now I'm confused because they really like we're gonna focus on our like individual movies. We're not gonna try to like connect things. But then like if he's gonna be in the Flash thing, then it's kind of like they are, because
they already are. Yeah.
Because it's weird because we're gonna have our original Michael Keaton Flash, who's part of the original DCEU, but then we're gonna have Michael Keaton in other Batman properties. It's weird. It's like they are doing a multi-universe thing. It's what? I don't know, man. Could we get Michael Keaton Kingdom Come Batman? That would be cool. Dude, this is awesome news, man. If Michael Keaton, I just need to hear like let's go, because he's in talks right now. Come on, Michael Keaton, you're already Vulture. You're already back in the superhero game. I mean, let's go back to where it started.
Back in the acting game, dude. You know what I mean? In general.
I mean, he's been like, wasn't he doing some things before?
But not as big as he's doing it now, dude.
Yeah, well, he's like, I decided to jump into superhero thing, I guess, again. Started off with Birdman, dude. Birdman got him back in, man. And that was, what's so funny? Because ironically, it kind of was like a retelling of like his accounts as Batman too, like coming.
Well, in the sense of as an actor, coming away from that.
That's so weird, right? Like it's so.
He was perfect. He was perfect for the role, bro. Yeah.
It's wild, man.
Yeah, he was perfect for the role.
All of this is coming back like
his
that.
Birdman
whole thing
was Batman, dog.
Right, exactly. And then now like that's what got him back into like the hero movies, and like now it comes full circle because he's gonna be in talks of being Batman again. Like, what is happening right now, dude? I don't know. I think that's...
I want it.
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah, dude.
I want it, dude.
I'm gonna be monitoring this news.
I mean, just to be able to say, dude. Another thing, as for you and I as fanboys, as the original Batman movies, like the Michael Keaton, to say that's in the same universe as now.
I know. What? I know.
Yes.
Hell yeah,
we got you, Marvel. We started before you.
Hell yeah. Dude, I gonna have to say on that note, dude. I mean, right there, like that's a good way to end it, because I can't get any higher than that, man. At least in my eyes, dude. Michael Keaton's coming back. I mean, like I said, my mom knows only one Batman, and that's Michael Keaton, man. She'll tell you right now. Oh, Michael Keaton, yeah, that's Batman. But again, everyone, thank you for tuning in to our show. Again, I want to thank our guest, LovePhenomenon. Go check her out. She's doing big things over on Twitch. So please do that. And yes, again, follow us. Please give us a like here on YouTube. It helps us out a lot. Give us some comments, man. We really want some comments. We want to hear what you guys are thinking, what you guys want to say. But please also, follow us on the podcast for you podcast listeners. Again, we're on Apple. Please give us some reviews on there. Give us, help us climb. We want to get up on the podcast list, and we're doing pretty good with your help. So we want to thank you for that. But yeah, Chico, where can the people find you?
Twitter, KillingJoke127.
Yes, awesome. And you can also find me on Twitter at VicTheTanman. We want to thank you, everybody. And like I always say, we all have opinions. Let's be nice and let's talk about it. Till next time. See you guys.
Deuces.